You make too much for help. Every time you check, it's the same answer. Income too high, no assistance, no support. Everything falls on you. That's fine. You're doing well. You should be okay. But you're not. You still think about every expense. You still feel the pressure. You still can't relax. You should be ahead, but you're not. And the strange part is, the more you earn, the more this shows up. You lose help before you gain stability. You take on everything before anything actually gets easier. And you end up stuck in the middle, carrying everything without ever feeling ahead. And the part you don't see is that this isn't bad luck. It's a system designed to leave you right there. You start handling everything yourself. It feels like the responsible thing to do. You don't expect help anymore. You don't look for it. You just assume it's on you. Bills come in, you cover them. Something breaks, you fix it. Prices go up, you adjust. None of it feels extreme on its own. It feels normal. It feels like staying on top of things, like you're doing what you're supposed to do. You earn enough to handle it, so you handle it. You don't rely on anything external. You plan ahead. You track your spending. You make sure everything clears. And because you can manage it, nothing feels out of control. It just feels like more responsibility, more things that depend on you being consistent. So you stay consistent. You keep things stable. You make it work month after month, and that becomes the routine. Everything is covered, everything is handled, but everything is also on you. You don't feel stuck. You feel responsible. You feel capable. You feel like this is what progress looks like, taking on more and managing it well. And because nothing breaks, you don't question it. You just keep carrying it, keep adjusting, keep making it work, until handling everything stops feeling like progress and starts feeling like something you can't step away from. Everything depends on you. It feels like this is just how it's supposed to work. You earn more, you take on more. That's the deal. You don't expect support anymore because you've moved past that level. Help is for people who need it more. You're doing fine. You can handle it. So you don't question why everything shifts onto you. It feels fair. It feels earned. You work to get here, so of course you carry more of the weight. And when things get tighter, you don't see it as a problem with the system. You see it as something to manage better, budget tighter, plan better, stay more disciplined. That's what responsible people do. You don't expect relief, you expect yourself to adjust. And because you can adjust, it reinforces the belief that this is normal, that this is just the next level. More income, more responsibility, less margin for mistakes. And as long as you're keeping up, nothing feels broken. It just feels like pressure that comes with doing well. So you accept it, you internalize it. You stop looking for anything outside to change, because in your mind, nothing is wrong. This is just how it works now. Feels earned. And the system is built to reinforce that position. As your income rises, support doesn't taper gradually, it disappears. Benefits have hard cutoffs. Thresholds you cross once and they're gone. Support disappears first. At the same time, your costs don't stay the same. They rise with you. Taxes increase. Expectations increase. The level you're operating at becomes more expensive to maintain. Housing, insurance, childcare, everything scales upward. So you don't just earn more, you carry more. And the system aligns around that shift. It removes support before it reduces pressure. It assumes you can absorb the difference. And technically, you can. That's what keeps it stable. You can still pay, you can still manage. Nothing collapses, but nothing eases either. The margin stays tight. The pressure stays consistent. And because it's structured this way, there's no clear point where things feel easier. You move forward, but the load moves with you. You don't fall behind, but you don't break free. And over time, that alignment locks you into a position where you're always carrying just enough to keep going, but never enough to feel ahead. Balanced pressure. But something gets exchanged when that becomes your baseline. Not all at once, quietly. As your income goes up, your flexibility goes down. You can cover more, but you can step away less. You can handle more, but you can absorb less disruption. Everything you take on has to be maintained. Every fixed cost depends on you continuing at the same level. So stability becomes more important than movement. You don't think about leaving situations as easily. You don't take the same risks. You don't step back when something isn't working. Not because you can't, because too many things now depend on you staying consistent. And that's how the constraint works. It doesn't remove options. It raises the cost of using them. So technically, you still have choices, but practically, fewer of them feel usable. And the more you maintain the system, the more natural it feels to protect it. You don't think of it as being limited. You think of it as staying stable. But the effect is the same. Your flexibility shrinks. Your risk tolerance shrinks. Your ability to step outside the system shrinks. And once that pattern sets in, it doesn't need to be enforced. It runs on its own, always sustaining. And after a while, it's no longer just about money. The pattern starts shaping everything around it. The kind of work you accept, the opportunities you pass on, the risks you're willing to take. You don't move as freely anymore. You don't experiment as much. You don't step outside your lane without thinking it through first. Everything runs through the same filter. Can I sustain this? Can I keep everything else covered if this changes? And that filter removes more than it seems. It removes flexibility. It removes recovery time. It removes the ability to slow down without consequence. Your options don't disappear. They become harder to use. Everything stays active. And over time, that changes how your life feels. More structured, more controlled, more dependent on consistency. And that control feels stable. It feels responsible. But it comes at a cost. You lose the ability to make decisions without calculating their impact on everything else. You lose the ability to absorb uncertainty without immediate pressure. You lose the ability to step back without something tightening somewhere else. And once that happens, even good opportunities start to feel risky because they don't just affect one part of your life, they affect everything tied to it. And most of the time, that's enough to keep things exactly where they are. Shrinking options. And nothing forces that position. No rule tells you to stay there. You can still move, but you just stop using those options because every move now comes with a cost that reaches everything else. So you stay consistent. You keep carrying it. And over time, that stops feeling like a phase. It starts feeling like the level you're meant to stay in. Like this is as far as you get.